Vietnam's fairy tale, the tale of Durian. In the old days, in the Taishan period, there was a young man from the Dong Nai region. He was a talented man who has poured his source out in response to people's grievances. He has led the rebels a few times to fight against Lord Nguyen and his followers and make them run for their life. Taishan dynasty fell. He withdrew to his hometown, took up the teaching career to hide away his past. Suddenly, there was bad news that made everyone worried. Gia Long, who had just prevailed in Viet country and had been crowned, began to look for those who had served as officials for the Taishan dynasty to kill. Depending on their senior or minor title, the king applied the punishment regulated by law. Sigma, dukes, was sliced, butchered to death. Captain of the forbidden army and safeguards received whippings with sticks and so on. As people in the neighborhood loved him, they advised him to run far away to hide. They helped him with money, rice, and everything he needed, including a small boat with a roof for going easily. Not wishing to fall into enemy hands, he left. Boating upstreams of the Mekong River, he went deep into Jenla country. One day, he anchored the boat and went on land to buy food. He walked into the roadside inn, where he found a sad mother sitting sullenly next to an unconscious girl. They were mother and daughter, having just been back from a visit to a pagoda in the mountain of incense offering, and now the girl was seriously ill. Having a special gift for medicine, he tried his best to rescue her. Finally, the girl regained her health. With the available boat, he took them home. She was an unmarried girl who had just reached her puberty. She had a gentle beauty. The fact that a Vietnamese guy from far away came and stayed at home made her heart fluttered. After a week of fasting to bestow gratitude to God and Buddha, her mother said that Buddha has come in her dream to foretell the two of them would get married. The young man happily accepted his new life to count the days past. From that day, he had a permanent lodging. The girl's family did farming and raised silkworms, all those things he could do. 10 years passed like a dream. The couple hung on to each other like a pair of pigeons. In the wife's garden, there was a fruit tree called the Durian tree that was strange in the husband country. That season, when the fruit was ripe for the first season, she climbed up the tree and took one fruit down, cut it, and gave the flesh inside to her husband. The fruit durian inherently had a peculiar odor. Seeing her husband frowning, she said, "Just eat it, and you know it's as rich as my heart." Unexpectedly, one year, the wife became seriously sick after going to the pagoda for incense offering. Her husband tried all means for treatment but could not save her. The wife's death parted them all of a sudden. It was impossible to describe the husband's misery. However, the two of them could still meet in dreams. The husband promised to marry no one again, and the wife's soul also promised to never leave her husband. Upon knowing that King Gia Long had no longer looked for his own enemies, his relatives in his hometown sent him a message to tell him to return home. His wife's neighbors also advised him to go for relief. He decided to leave his second homeland. Before the day of departure, the wife informed her husband in the dream that she would follow him wherever he went. That year, the durian tree strangely had only one fruit, and that durian spontaneously fell onto the bodice of his dress as he visited his wife's memorial tree. He was so happy as to be determined to take it home with him. He returned to his own career, but the sorrow never subsided. He had grown the seeds of durian into plants here and there in his garden. Since then, in addition to teaching, he was also busy with taking care of the precious trees. His durian trees grew bigger and stronger. Another 10 years were about to pass. The young guy now has gray hair, but the man's heart suddenly rejuvenated when he saw that all the trees he has cared for diligently that long had borne fruits. He happily invited his relatives and neighbors to attend his wife's death commemorative day and to enjoy the assorted fruits ever found in the area. When the durian fruits were placed on the table, everyone caught a glimpse of an unpleasant smell. The host knew that. He told everybody, "It's ugly, it smells, but its flesh inside is as beautiful and fragrant as the young couple's love." As he said, he cut the durian and gave each person a section to taste. The durian flesh, once been swallowed, tasted so sweet and delicious. The man then told people the whole story of his love that he has kept deep inside for himself since his return. He told it on and on. 3 days after the date, the man suddenly died without getting ill. Since then, the villagers always thought of him every time they ate that fruit. They remembered the breeder and the faithful man in love. They called durian the name Durian, meaning all sorrow, to remember the lasting love of the couple. It is also said that the durian trees that have the seeds from the section which receive the 2 teardrops of the man are the delicious durian types of all.